You know what? Let me just start the show with Shoot the Breeze topic number one as we await for others to join the panel tonight. Shoot the Breeze topic number one says, how do you feel about this awesome moment? This awesome moment comes with a link to YouTube. Let me share it with you guys, make sure you guys can see it. That's one thing I don't like with this system. Anthony, can you hear me in the back there? Oh, it looks like he can. Let me add you to the scene. Hold on. Yeah, Anthony, can you hear me? I can't hear you for some reason. Let me see.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can hear you now.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, you gonna have to mute me and unmute me, Coco.
All right, no problem. No problem.
Okay. All right.
All right. Thanks for coming through.
Let me go hook it up in the house.
Let me see if Buana can hear us. Buana, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay.
Yes, sir. How are you this week, Buana?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I hope all the brothers are good. You know, it's a good week. And happy Black History Month to all my African American brothers and sisters. I know this is your month.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thanks for being here again. So, like I said, Shoot the Breeze topic number one says, how do you feel about this awesome moment that takes us to YouTube? So what I'll do is I'll play the video, and then I'll play it twice because it's a short, and then we'll discuss it.
If I say right now, hey Siri, call dad, is it somebody in your phone gonna get called?
Okay, call your father, I call my father. Let's see who pick up first. Call your dad, I call my dad. Who dad picking up first?
Where my phone at, bro? Toss it, bro.
Niggas going dad for dad.
Who dad? We going dad for dad right now.
Dad for
We going dad for dad. And what's your dad name on his phone? Is it no name? Cause he's not there. Mine say dad. Call your dad first.
I say no more. So we call at the same time.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Speakers.
I gotta go back my dad this year. This shit ain't you up. Come on, Pop.
Hold up.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
We ain't got dads?
Hold up.
Bro.
Hello?
Yo, what up now?
Yeah!
This shit is loud. If I say right now, hey Siri, call dad, is it somebody in your phone gonna get called?
Okay, call your father, I call my father. Let's see who pick up first. Call your dad, I call my dad. Who dad picking up first?
Where my phone at, bro? Toss it, bro.
Niggas going dad for dad.
Who dad? We going dad for dad right now.
Dad for
We going
dad.
dad for dad. And what's your dad name on his phone? Is it no name? Cause he's not there. Mine say dad. Call your dad first.
I say no more. So we call at the same time.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Speakers.
I gotta go back my dad this year. This shit ain't you up. Come on, Pop.
Hold up.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
We ain't got dads?
Hold up.
Bro.
Hello?
Yo, what up now?
Yeah!
This shit is loud. If I say right now, hey Siri, call dad, is it somebody in your phone gonna get called?
So that's an interesting and somewhat strange conversation. But I'm noticing that's a joke that black folks perpetuate a bunch now. This fatherlessness thing. It's very interesting how we kind of start parroting the other society when it comes to these serious matters in our lives. But I've been noticing that is a common joke now in the black world. I'll be curious to hear what others on the panel have to say about it. I'm going to start with Anthony. Anthony, what are your thoughts? How do you feel about this awesome moment?
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Yes,
y'all
sir.
hear me? Okay, yeah. I don't know. I kind of got mixed feelings about it, man. I know sometimes you like to laugh and everything, have a little joke, but but see, that was my experience growing up, man. You know, not having a father around all the time, for the most of the time, but yeah, yeah, it was all right, man. He had, at least his daddy picked up. You know what I'm saying? His dad picked up, so man. But yeah, I think also though, man, that's the kind of thing that we need to get up out of, though, man. You know, like you said, we mimicking some other people's bullshit, man, and at the same time, it's we basically talking about ourselves, you know, everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it kind of I'm kind of a little bit emotional about that, man. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that, man.
Yeah, sorry about that, Anthony. I didn't mean to cause any distress or what have you, but yeah, that's the thing. It's a serious topic that can be emotional for many, and now we've turned that into a joke. I think it's kind of what was I thinking to say? I think it's kind of that thing of if you can't beat them, join them. And so now we are at the point of they finger wagged us, right, about not having fathers. Meanwhile, they're the ones who, in large part, caused us to not have fathers around. And now because we can't beat them, we join them. We've just, you know, jumped in and start making the joke ourselves, only for in due time the other folks to come back and say, "See, even they say they don't have fathers and stuff like that." I mean, it's such a easy little thing to see, and it's such a shame that we keep falling into it over and over. Real quick before I go to Buana, I also want to shout out Sister Raw, who's out there shouting us out. Trigger Happy 262 Plus says, "Yeah, it's just a joke that is expressed because that's the lens white people see black people, so it becomes repeated." Yeah, and that's one of the problems with black content creators too. We start playing into the nonsense too, just to say we've made content that is relatable and appeals and all that type of stuff. That's a damn shame too. But with all that said, let me go to Buana. Buana, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, to Coco, when you are a content creator, sometimes you try to not swim against the stream. You try to swim with the stream because it's more profitable. Because this is the cultural thinking of what many people may think and perceive. So, especially when you have audiences of people who want to be attracted to your content, you probably want to go swim with the stream rather than against it. Because really and truly, I am knowing that I have never been in a part of a community, and I can't. This is maybe I've been lucky because most of the men I know who have children, they love their children. They love their children, and to think I have not been a part of a community where men have not been a part of my community. For me even to believe, if when my father was alive, he used to love to hear from me. Absolutely love to hear from me. It's a joke to think that my father wouldn't pick up the phone if he see my name and I'm calling him. That's not my reality. That's not been my reality, and that's not the reality of many black men. There are people who may have jumped out of their responsibility of fatherhood and things of that nature, but that's not been my reality. And let me also say this: if you want to get that opportunity to be a father person in your community or whatever, you could always have uncles. Because I remember my uncles. My uncles used to come around to visit my mother all the time. I remember my uncles very well. So it's always been male role models around, granddads. People who take up the weight or responsibility of manhood within our community when the men don't live up to the bill as far as being responsible. So I have always looked around within my community and been able to see maleness around me, maleness around me. But maybe I'm lucky because I have never had the situation where, it's like my dad wasn't around and things of that nature. And I can't see me doing that, me not being a good uncle or me not being fulfilling that role, carrying on the tradition of that. So that has not been my reality. So I maybe can't, I'm not the best person to speak to that. I'm not the best. And even in my community, I've always seen fathers, always seeing them. Now you have people who don't live up to that expectations. As I get older, I recognize that, but that has not been the greater portion of my reality at all, at all. So if the white community in America says that about the black, they don't know. Maybe they do know what they're talking about, but that's not been my reality. Black men love their children, absolutely. So I'll leave it at that, Koku.
Now, but I appreciate what you said there. Being from the same place you're from, I really could agree with what you said. I mean, there were some scallywags, of course, but for the most part, and like you said, there were uncles or something around too. Cheryl said she didn't see the video. She says greetings. And Jose said, what's up? Jose actually hits the second part of what I was going to touch on. So first, I'm going to play it again because it's short. And then I'm going to touch on what Jose is talking about in the chat. And then I think Anthony may want to say something. So I'll unmute Anthony in a second. So first, let me play it again. And then we'll discuss the second half of it.
I got to go back my dad this year.
Hey Siri, call dad. Is it somebody in your phone gonna get called?
Okay, call your father, I call my father. Let's see who pick up first. Call your dad, I call my dad. Who dad picking up first?
Put my phone there, bro.
Boom.
Toss it, bro.
Niggas going dad for dad.
Who dad? We going dad for dad right now.
Dad for
We going
dad.
dad for dad. And what's your dad name on his phone? Is it no name? Because he's not there? Mine say dad. Call your dad first.
I say no more. So we call at the same time.
All right,
same
3,
time.
2, 1, go. Speakers.
I got to go back my dad this year. This shit ain't you up. Come on, Pop.
Hold up.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
We ain't got dads?
Hold up.
Bro.
Hello?
Yo, what up now?
This shit is loud. If I say right now, hey Siri, call dad, is it somebody in your phone gonna get called?
Okay, call your father, I call my father. Let's see who pick up first. Call your dad, I call my dad. Who dad picking up first?
Put my phone there, bro.
Boom.
Toss it, bro.
Niggas going dad for dad.
Who dad? We going dad for dad right now.
Dad for
We going
dad.
dad for dad. And what's your dad name on his phone? Is it no name? Because he's not there? Mine say dad. Call your dad first.
I say no more. So we call at the same time.
All right,
same
3,
time.
2, 1, go. Speakers.
I got to go back my dad this year. This shit ain't you up. Come on, Pop.
Hold up.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
We ain't got dads?
Hold up.
Bro.
Hello?
Yo, what up now?
This shit is loud.
So hopefully Cheryl saw the video because I see she's posting the laughing emoji. But the second part of it that shouldn't be lost in the sauce is that at the end of the video, if you peep it, both their fathers actually did pick up the phone simultaneously. So, and if you read the comments I have on the side here, you'll see that people were pointing it out. Let me read some of the comments. Someone says, here, black fatherhood is needed. I watched this an unhealthy amount of times with pure joy and excitement. Someone else says, bet their dads are like, what the hell is going on over there? Someone else says, this is the type of content young black men need. So, someone says I was stupid invested. Someone says they call at the same time. Their pops answered their phones at the same time. So thanks for Jose for putting that lead out there. But that was, in fact, the second part of the video I was going to discuss, which is, the fathers did pick up the phone. So while it's a joke that I don't like, I gotta say I did like the end results. Before I go to Anthony, Cheryl says, I always had my father in my life, and as a young woman, I'm grateful. But I know people whom didn't have fathers, and you see the impact today. Anthony, you want to add something here, brother?
Oh no, not really, man. You pretty much got it, man. You took over it. Like I said, it was. I mean, I can laugh at it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But to me, it's a serious thing. You know what I'm saying? And and like I said, it kind of hit a little bit close to home a little bit. But no, man, I ain't got nothing else to add to it.
No problem, Anthony. No problem. Buana, now that you've heard the second part of it, what say you to all of it now?
What I would say to my brothers like Anthony is, the things that you didn't get in growing up, you become that thing, and I would challenge the brothers them who didn't see the best example or even an example at all. You become that thing, you know what I mean, and try to pass on the greatness of your legacy rather than the part of your legacy that you didn't particularly like. You know what I mean? You be able to bridge that link and that gap where pops maybe wasn't able to fulfill that gap. You become that individual to pass that on to the next generation. So it's just we are trying to correct that broken link. And if they couldn't do it, you have the job to do that. You have the obligation to do that for your generation coming after you. Whether it's yourself and your own children or with your niece and nephews, you be that link. So, if the nieces and nephews say, well, I didn't have a dagger, but I always had my Uncle Anthony. He was always around. He was always passing me that $20. They remember that. They remember that 20 years later and shit. Yeah, my dad wasn't around, but my greatest impact to me was my uncle. My Uncle Anthony always used to be looking out for us. He was always making sure, and I won't be just like him. So, sometimes with us, with the brothers, where some of the brothers, fall to the wayside, some of us who are a little bit stronger, I believe, have to be able to bridge that link. It is what it is, but I'll leave it Coco.
I appreciate that, Buana. Let me just read a couple comments here. Trigabi262 Plus says, I'm by the way, glad you're feeling better, Trigabi262 Plus. Welcome back. He says, yeah, the negative aspect was the side joke, but glad they both have fathers in their lives for their development as black men. Cheryl says, this is where self-worth comes into play and why we need to be understanding and patient with our people. Lastly, Cheryl says, if not your biological father, it's important to have a male figure for men and women. I'm not going to ask if there's any last thoughts on this problem. I think we kind of touched on